Of the original 8 people that I showed the business to, I already told you about my Uncle Jim. I already told you about my Uncle Bob. But the very, very first name on my list, my number 1 prospect, was my sister Robin. She was my number 1 prospect. Robin, I thought, would be amazing in this business because my sister is an on-air radio personality in Hoopeston, Illinois. Does anybody know where Hoopeston, Illinois is? You know what you guys are missing? Nothing, okay? It is the sweet corn capital of the world, and it smells like it, all right? Now, my sister is, she does a morning show, and she calls it the morning drive. Now, Hoopeston is a town of about 7,000 people. So I'm not real sure how you can have a morning drive of a town of 7,000, all right? It's the morning tractor drive or something like that. I'm not sure, okay? Well, I drove from Milwaukee down to Hoopeston, Illinois, 4.5 hours one way to show my sister the business. My number 1 prospect. Not only would my sister not become a rep, she wouldn't even try my service. She wouldn't even use the service. And I remember driving all the way back to Milwaukee, hating this business. Couldn't believe I got suckered into it. I drove directly over to Pat's house. I threw a bunch of stuff on his desk, and I said, this isn't going to work. He goes, what do you mean? I said, how am I supposed to get people that I don't even know when my own sister won't become a customer? And he looked at me and he goes, so what? I said, what do you mean, so what? He goes, who are you going to talk to today? I said, I'm not going to talk to anybody today. I'm going to take my ball and go home. Let me tell you guys the reason that I'm in this business today. Pat sort of leaned back in his chair and he sort of flicked a pen up on his desk and he said, you know, there is no way that this company is going to pay us $30, $40, $50, $60, $100,000 a month for it to be laid down easy. And I will never, ever forget that. I'll never forget that. Of course your family members are going to beat you up. Of course you're going to have people that are going to tell you that you're nuts and you're crazy and the thing is never going to work. Of course those things are going to happen to you. But you guys, every bit of broken glass and barbed wire that you have to crawl over to get to where you want to be, it's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it. Do I need my sister as a rep today? Do I need my sister as a customer today? No. Do I still love my sister? Really? Let me tell you. Let me just continue this story a little bit. My sister Robin, has been in 5 other multi-level programs in the last 22 years. None of them mine. Now you sit there and go, come on. How in the world can that be? Now, I'm going to tell you guys something, and you can choose to believe me if you want to, but I'm going to tell you anyways. I truly believe that we all have people in our lives who are very, very close to us who don't necessarily want us to succeed. Do you guys believe that? Okay. I believe that. My sister Robin would just assume that I'd be teaching school today. Still am. Bigger kids. Bigger kids. And you sit back and you go, Steve, how in the world can they explain that to me? How can you explain that? And guys, the only way that I can explain it is this. And some of you have heard this story before, but if you take a bucket of crabs, okay? I guess we're in Baltimore. That's good, isn't it? That's good, okay? If you take a bucket of crabs and you put that bucket on the pier or just near water and just step back and watch, eventually the crabs will start crawling the side of the bucket to try to get out. And just before they could reach up and pull themselves out, one of the crabs on the bottom will reach up and snatch them back down. Okay? Well, I like to consider myself one of the crabs who got out of the bucket. And I'm looking down at all my friends and my family members going, get out of the bucket. I will help you every step of the way. My hand is halfway down going, I will help you every step of the way. But to people like my sister, sometimes it's easier for them to reach up and try to pull you back down to their level than it is for them to work real hard to come up to yours. Deal with it. Deal with it. I don't have any other explanation than that. My sister would not even try a service that was exactly the same that she has today, and she was going to save money, and she wouldn't try my service for it. She wouldn't even be my customer. Well, about 5 years after, well, maybe 8 years after I showed my sister the business, she called me. And my sister asked me for $55,000. She asked me for $55,000. My sister owns a clothing store in Hoopeston, okay? And the building that they were in, they were just leasing that building. The building across the street was for sale, and you can buy a whole building in downtown Hoopeston for $55,000. She didn't want a loan. She wanted me to buy the building. Isn't that something? So she's asking me for, and I thought to myself, you won't even try my service, but you turn around and ask me for $55,000. So you know what I did? I gave her the money. I gave her the money. Just because she doesn't get it doesn't mean that I don't get it. All right? Now, I own a clothing store in Hoopeston, and I think there should be a sale. Deal with it.